particular estimation, than Bethlehem Lights. No one can compete with their quality in the terms of their greenery, the number of formed plastic molded tips that make it look realer than ever before, and the fact that they are an industrial lighting company. This is their 6-foot convertible 2-in-1 Garland at a price of $59.98. That is a clearance sale price, and I've been so impressed that we have so many clearance sale prices already in this program. 3 easy pay payments of $19.99. What is the difference between industrial quality lighting and the stuff that you get at the same stores you buy drywall and hammers at? I can tell you exactly what it is. I took 2 weeks of vacation in October. So the first time I've taken 2 weeks. And part of that was to work with a series of my friends to put all the Christmas lights up on my farm to get ready before it got cold. I will admit, every light that I have at my place is Bethlehem Lights. I've been a customer of theirs for over 20 years. I have wreaths that go in every window on the front of the house. Those wreaths are 10 years old or older. I didn't have a single light bulb that was burned out. Not one. Same thing is true with their Garland. Not a single light bulb was burned out. What they mean in this case of a convertible piece of Garland is this. It is 5 feet from one tip all the way to the other. But most Garland is just that. It's just Garland. You can't really use it in any other way. They incorporated a hook on this end that allows you to bring it together as one beautiful big wreath. And these are rated for indoor or outdoor. They are battery operated. And if you're not sure whether you like clear or multicolor, you can do both. With a flip of a button, you can add both. This has more features to it than any other piece of Garland that I've been able to present at a price this low. And you do spend a little bit more money when you're dealing with the quality of Bethlehem Lights, but in the long run you'll save money because you won't be replacing this year in and year out. These are the smaller LEDs. They're not quite a fairy light. A fairy light looks like a Rice Krispie or a kernel of rice itself. These are the little button LEDs. But because they are from Bethlehem Lights, they are of exceptional quality. The little phasing mode that I'm doing here, that's a very slow twinkle. It just kind of phases on and phases on. All of that's being controlled by a battery box. And I'll get the battery box so that my technical director can see me. Okay? They did such a nice job of hiding this inside that I'm having problems getting a camera shot for it. But there it is. There you go. I had to tip it on its side. Now the batteries that you're going to need for this are 2 C-cell batteries, but those will last you all year long. Oh man, thank you. Great shot. Way to go. Okay, that first button on your remote control is your simple power button. That's on and off. But then you have your lighting options between the phase and the twinkle. You then have a built-in timer for either 4, 6, or 8 hours. And then you've got a color change button on it as well. And then you can control the brightness. And that comes into play because these are indoor or outdoor lights. So you want a little less bright if they're going to be used in the interior and a little brighter if they're going to be used on the outside. That wreath, you get the multicolor and the white within the same unit because you can flip back and forth. That's a 25% savings off our clearance sale price. And I'll urge you to not wait on it or not to just put it in your cart because then you run the risk of it selling out underneath you. I'll tell you where I use garlands a lot. In the kitchen. It's something that I came up with. I don't know that it's my idea, but it certainly worked in our place. We spend more time in the kitchen when we're entertaining than we do in any other room of the house. I've got a nice big living room, but people, they hang out in the kitchen. So what I do, and because of the wire that's involved in the manufacturing and the construction of Bethlehem Lights Garland, which being beefier and stiffer, it allows you to manipulate this and mold it the way you want. So I'll take all the appliances off the kitchen counter And I'll bend this like an L shape and push it right back up against the backsplash. And then I just move my appliances, like my blender and my air fryer and the coffee maker, right up against it. And that's about all I do in my kitchen space. But we've got a pretty good sized counter. And every time that we've had people into the house for Christmas, they say, I love the way you decorated the kitchen. That's actually the easiest room to do because I just use Garland, light up Garland. And with the battery operation, it means I don't have to run a plug. There's not extension cords. Run it right down the middle of your mantelpiece, right down the middle of the dining room table, and you get a fabulous look. And again, if you have people in your family that go, I love the multicolor, and someone else goes, you know what, I'm a purist. I like that white. I like that incandescent, clear color. Well, now you've got both within the same piece. It's just a matter of pushing one button and you're ready to go ahead and change it from one to the next. 60 LEDs all together at the touch of a button. I think that's pretty neat. I've got it set right now where half of it's multicolor and half of it's white. And I'm going to hit some of the buttons to play with it. These controls nowadays are so much more advanced than what they've ever been before for battery operation. To be able to do something as simple as a twinkle like this was an expensive microchip. But now, Bethlehem Lights, who has truly been the leader in holiday lighting here at QVC for more than 2 decades, better than 20 years. They were, by the way, they were the very first company to invent and bring to national TV a battery-operated wreath. First ones to do battery-operated Christmas lights. They weren't the first ones to bring LEDs to the market, but that was purposeful. They waited until LED technology had been perfected before they spent any money investing them in that at all. They are the best, absolutely the best. What's your favorite?